Hi everyone, this is Brenda Selden, and today I'm coming to you once again from my beautiful backyard. I'm so happy that the cold weather's broken and it's been sunny and it feels actually nice and not too cool outside. So I thought I'd give my talk today once again from here. And today what I'd like to talk to you about is empathy. And the title of my talk is Empathy is Not a Disease. Over the last number of years, I've noticed that people have been speaking about empathy and being empathic as though it's a condition that can overwhelm an individual, and an individual has to completely put up walls and protect themselves. And actually, empathy is a natural state of being that connects all of us. I have this belief that everything on this planet, on our dear Mother Earth, is interconnected. As you may know or may not know, I am an animal communicator, I am an energy healer, and I also channel the Akashic Records. And I also do shamanic healing, shamanic house blessings and clearings. And what that all has in common is that I'm in contact with different spirit beings, with different spirit guides, with different energies, and the whole world is connected, interconnected with these energies. We're all connected to one another. And like I tell people in my animal communication classes, you may not know what your dog is thinking, but your dog always knows what you're thinking. And that's because everything else on this planet, except for the modern human being, not all human beings, but most of us that live in the modern world, we don't use mind-to-mind, heart-to-heart communication. We use our words. We use our actions. We use writing. And I think we're starting to go back to understanding that we can all connect and communicate that way. And so empathy is a means of being able to pick up the energies and the emotions of another being. And again, I'm not just saying human beings, because we can connect to trees, we can connect to animals, we can connect to things in nature that we consider inanimate, stones, the elements such as the air, the earth, fire, water. They all have their energies, and within the spirit world, they also have their own spirit. So we can connect and communicate. So think about it as a cobweb where everything else is part of the web, and we're the part of the web that has been kind of ripped out and is hanging loose, like all raggedy. So when we are in balance, then empathy is not something that is overwhelming or can harm us, or is, I don't know, I get the just impression that some people feel like other people's emotions and energies are kind of attacking them or after them. Now, so let me explain the different levels of empathy. And then there's also balanced empathy and imbalanced empathy. So when empathy is balanced, we're able to pick up things from people, but the normal things that people give off. One of the things to know is that unless as individuals we choose to shutter ourselves in and not show, express, or allow, and it doesn't just have to be emotions or words, it doesn't just have to be our behavior where we don't want to show any signs about how we're feeling or what we're thinking, but just the fact that we don't want to do it on that visual outward level, then that goes in and then becomes a cue for where we shut down and enclose our energies. So then we can be like what you call unreadable, people that are unreadable. And of course, it's everyone's right to do that, just as it's everyone's right to express themselves and show their feelings or emotions, you know, through their behavior, through their words, through their actions. So in a balanced person who's expressing themselves, they'll be expressing themselves in a generally balanced way. Of course, we all have our moments where we're really upset or really angry, and that's part of the human condition. And for those of us that are in a more balanced state, then, apart from empathy, we have compassion. We understand. So again, just because you're picking up something doesn't mean it's any of your business. So unless someone has asked, for your help in this, or unless it's a dear friend or a relative and somebody needs your help and you're really trying to help them and they're just openly expressing anything from the visual to the verbal all the way down to the energetic, then, by all means, work with it and see what it is that is at the bottom of everything, and use that as information to guide them, to help them, to support them. But otherwise, unless someone's blatantly extremely upset, extremely angry, extremely open, and they're not even trying to, be balanced, then it may come to you energy like a wave, where it's hitting you, where there's no way, this huge wave is coming off the ocean. You're right at the shore, and there's just no way to avoid it. So then it's the person sending the energies. They're not imbalanced if they do this often, if this is the way they behave all the time. But then you have the individuals who just like seeing how other people feel. But in terms of more, I've met people in what I do where they just complain that they pick up everything from everybody, but it's really a bit of drama on their part can be attention seeking, because we can bring it in. We can just, on our part, just it's where we place our awareness, and if we don't place our awareness there, and we place our awareness on something else, then we're not there just openly receiving everything. And then again, for ourselves, sometimes we go through a difficult time. For instance, in my case, my husband passed away. It'll be 2 years at the end of May. And so the first 6 to 8 months, I just felt like I was broken. And there was just no way for me to keep up my normal balanced guard, as in need to know. What do I need to know? What do I need to pick up? I need to pick up things when I'm in session with a client, whether my client is the person or it's their pet, or it's the person and the pet, because usually when I'm helping an animal, a lot of times I have to help the person too, because a problem isn't nearly always created just through the pet alone. It's usually co-created with the pet and the person. So I need to pick up and understand, why is the pet behaving or feeling this way? It could be related to something that's going on in the person's life and what they're feeling. So in that way, I am open, because somebody coming to me, they're giving me their permission for me to not just pick up what they're feeling and the appropriate services that I offer, but also even sometimes to go deeper so I can help them understand something that they can't understand. So that's done again with permission. Otherwise, I do not go and probe. I remember the other day, somebody said to me, so what am I feeling today? So how am I doing? And I just said, well, if you really want to know, I can probably tell you something that's true for you in this moment, but you really have to know, because a lot of times I'll pick up stuff that's just goes to the core of something that needs to be worked with. So he said, yep, go ahead. And I said, okay, you're frustrated, something's hanging over your head, something didn't work out, and you're still upset about it. And he said, yes. So this was somebody that I knew through another job that I do, so a colleague. And I only see this colleague periodically, and I don't know this person very well at all, but we've started to chat. And so, again, I wouldn't have known that if I wasn't asked. So, if you feel like you're empathic, and you're not empathic in terms of you can turn it on when you want, you can turn it off when you want, but you feel like you're overwhelmed, you feel like you are picking up a lot of stuff that you don't want or need to. Could be a couple of reasons for that. One is, again, you're going through a difficult time when something traumatic has happened to us, when we're sad, very emotional, very fearful, ongoing stress. Then what happens is that our natural aura around us is kind of ripped, and more things can come in than we want, and because we're not in balance, then we are just not capable of being our normal balanced selves and being able to keep things out, the things that we don't want. And so the thing to do with that is to work with protection. It is to do things like call in Archangel Michael. It is to stand outside and see your root chakra going down into the earth. I always talk about Mother Earth's beautiful green, vibrant energy heart at the core of our planet, and I always ask for her permission to connect my root chakra and be fed by her, and I feel this energy just rising and filling myself, filling my whole body from top to bottom. And so in this way, with her energy, I feel grounded and I feel stronger. It's a very grounding energy, and that can help us just feel more solid when we're not feeling as solid. And we can ask for her protection. We can ask her to please help us keep out what is not serving us at this moment and what we cannot keep out ourselves. And something else that also that you can do, you can ask Archangel Michael to protect you. You can picture yourself in a bubble of golden white light, the light of the universe, the light of God, the light of spirit. You can ask your higher self to come in and bring in this spirit light and help you be stronger, help you to fortify your normal balanced boundaries. And again, if sometimes we're going through a hard time, we might need more time to ourselves when we know it's hard to be in a crowd, or it's hard to be around people who just share more, or are going through tough times themselves, or overshare more, or overshare too much. And some people are just born more sensitive, more empathic, and they don't mean to, but it happens that they are like sponges picking up everything. They try. So in their case, it definitely is to work with the more grounding energies for grounding, because empathy in a way is I do a lot of work with energy, and sometimes it takes, so within the energy will be the message. And so, isn't that beautiful, the birdie? The birdie just said yes. But within the energy will be the message, and so sometimes for me to explain an energy, I have to use more words than I'd like. So people that are feeling too empathic, like they're receiving too much energy, emotional information from another person or from people all around them, they have this more floaty, loose energy, and so it's like a balloon on a string, and it's bopping and it's moving back and forth. Even if someone's holding it, it's still very loosey-goosey and moving and floating. And so again, grounding yourself. Put stones in your pocket, not heavy stones, so that if you fall into a lake, you drown, but put pebbles, put a bunch of pebbles in both pockets. Stones are very grounding. Smoky quartz is very grounding. Again, connect to Mother Earth, hug a tree, and definitely ask Archangel Michael. You can just protect the energy field around you, but grounding and bringing it in and becoming more solid, solidifying your energies, that can be very helpful. And of course, if you're going through tough times, then get a healing, get a reading. Sometimes we don't understand what the root cause is of what we're going through. And once we find that out and we can acknowledge it and work on it and heal it and integrate it, then we've created, sometimes we need to create new balanced boundaries because the old ways aren't working. We're shifting. We don't understand it. Sometimes a shift in life happens through difficult experiences. Not all the time. It can happen through easy, flowy experiences. But the boundaries we have aren't working, and so we need to create new ones because we're recreating ourselves. We're evolving and we're growing. And then again, if things get difficult, then just know that yes, some energies can be really strong. Obviously, the energies of an abusive person, a controlling person. Sometimes you need to physically remove yourself or that person from your life. But sometimes if it's some people just like and need the attention, and so sometimes you have to make a choice to keep friends around you that don't have to be perfect, but are more balanced and have more of a sense of understanding when they're kind of going overboard. So sometimes it's us and sometimes it's them. So we have to be wise enough to understand and not blame ourselves when it's not us that has the problem. So I hope these little tips, I hope this little talk about empathy has helped you. I believe that as the human race is evolving, we're all naturally coming back to being part of the web of life and to being interconnected with every being that exists on this planet, including Mother Earth. And so as we evolve and enlighten, we'll be more balanced. And as we become balanced, then empathy is not a problem. Empathy will be really mind-to-mind, heart-to-heart, spirit-to-spirit communication. And so I look forward to that day. I look forward to communicating with all of you in that manner. So have a wonderful Saturday, and I hope wherever you are, it's beautiful outside, the birds are singing, and you're having a really lovely time. Bye-bye. This is Brenda Selden, and my Facebook page is The Healing Energies, and my YouTube channel is Brenda Selden Channeler. And if you're interested in any of my services as animal communicator, energy healer, shamanic practitioner, readings for the Akashic Records, please direct message me, and I would be happy to talk to you about these. Thank you. Bye-bye.